The attic of Oak Cabin Manor had always been a tomb of forgotten things, choked with dust and the ghosts of generations. Elias Thorne, inheriting the estate after his estranged grandfather's passing, found himself drawn to its shadowed corners. It was there, amidst moth-eaten tapestries and rusted farming tools, that he discovered the metal box. Inside, nestled amongst decaying velvet, was a single cassette tape. Scrawled across its label in faded ink were two words: "Don't look up." He should have left it there. He should have burned it. But curiosity, that insidious serpent, coiled in his gut. Back in the Manor's library, under the dim glow of a Tiffany lamp, Elias slid the tape into an ancient player. Static hissed, then the screen flickered to life, displaying a grainy image of nothing. Just swirling clouds, distorted beyond recognition. A voice, raspy and distorted, crackled through the speakers. "This is an emergency broadcast," it groaned. "Under no circumstances are you to look at the sky. Ignore any voices calling your name. They are not your friends." The imagery grew more disturbing, brief flashes of grotesque figures, symbols that seemed written on the screen, and landscapes that defied earthly geometry. The distorted voice continued, its warnings becoming more frantic, more desperate. Elias felt a cold sweat break out on his forehead. The room seemed to shrink, the shadows deepening around him. The air grew thick with a palpable sense of dread. Then the tape flickered, and the distorted voice changed, becoming chillingly clear. "They know you're watching, Elias Thorne." The screen went black. He ripped the tape from the player, his heart hammering against his ribs. He told himself it was a prank, a morbid joke left by his grandfather. But a primal fear, ancient and bone deep, had taken root within him. He peered through the library window, out into the moonless night. The grounds of Oak Cabin Manor stretched out before him, a sea of shadows and whispering trees. And then he saw him. A figure standing in the far reaches of the yard, near the old oak tree that had been struck by lightning years ago. The figure was silhouetted against the faint glow of the distant town, its head tilted back, staring directly at the sky. Elias stumbled back, his breath catching in his throat. He watched, frozen in terror, as the figure slowly turned its head, its features still obscured by the darkness. A voice, soft as the rustle of leaves, drifted towards him on the wind. "Elias, Elias, come outside. We have so much to show you." Days turned into weeks. Elias barricaded himself inside Oak Cabin Manor, the curtains drawn, every door and window locked. He jumped at every creak, every rustle of leaves. He could still hear the voice, whispering his name in the dead of night. He tried to rationalize it, to explain it away, but the terror was relentless. Sleep offered no escape, only nightmares of grotesque figures silhouetted against a sky filled with horrors. One stormy evening, as thunder rattled the ancient windows, Elias found himself drawn back to the library. He stared at the empty tape player, a horrifying realization dawning on him. The tape had warned him of an external threat. It had revealed a vulnerability within himself, an invitation to something ancient and terrible. He had been chosen. He walked to the window, the storm raging outside mirroring the tempest within him. He looked up. The clouds parted for a fleeting moment, revealing a sliver of sky. And in that sliver, he saw them. Shapes shifting, swirling, impossible geometries that burned themselves into his retinous. A chorus of voices, once whispers, now roared his name. Elias Thorne smiled. He was no longer afraid. He understood. He was going home. He opened the window and stepped out into the storm. The last anyone ever saw Elias Thorne was his silhouette, standing beneath the raging sky, his arms outstretched, welcoming the darkness. While cabin manor stands empty now, a testament to a horror unseen. Its tape remains, locked away in the attic, a silent warning to anyone foolish enough to listen. But some say, on moonless nights, you can still hear a faint whisper on the wind, calling your name, beckoning you to look up.